I have examined my desk and seen that nothing good can be done on it. It is midnight. The burning electric light, the silent house, the darkness outside, they give me the right to write, even if it be only the most miserable stuff. And this right I use hurriedly. That's the person I am. I feel restless and vicious. I have now a great yearning to write all my anxiety entirely out of me. I stare rigidly ahead, lest my eyes lose the imaginary peepholes of the imaginary kaleidoscope into which I am looking. I invite heaven and earth to take part in my scheme. And what is my scheme? To observe myself. This inescapable duty to observe oneself. But most of these observations are no more than lies. We often ask, who has been telling lies about us? Who could have said such things?
Franz Kafka was born in Prague, Bohemia on July 3, 1883 to middle-class, married Jewish couple Hermann and Julie Kafka. He was the eldest of 6 children. His younger brothers, George and Heinrich, died before Franz turned 7, and during World War II, 2 of his sisters died at a death camp, and his youngest sister was gassed to death at the death camp in Auschwitz. Kafka was a native German speaker. He wrote most of his literary works in German. He also spoke Czech and French. After completing elementary and gymnasium, he was admitted to Charles Ferdinand University, where he studied law. There he joined a student club named Lese und Rede Helle der Deutschen Studenten, where he met Max Brod, who later published Kafka's works after Kafka's death, and Felix Welch. They were known as Der enge Pragenkreis, the close-knit Prague Circle, a group of German Jewish writers who wrote from the 1880s until after World War II. Also during his time at the university, he worked at an Italian insurance company for a year, and then later he worked at a workers' accident insurance company, while at the same time he focused on his writing. Kafka had several serious relationships during his lifetime. He was rumored to have had many girlfriends. In 1912, he met Felice Bauer, a businesswoman from Berlin. For 5 years, they wrote letters to each other and met occasionally. They were engaged twice. In 1917, they ended their relationship. In 1920, he got attached to Czech journalist Melina Jasenska, and in 1923, he became lover to Dora Diamant, who sparked his interest in Judaism, which expanded to a deeper interest in Zionism, both of which aspects are reflected in some of his works. He never married. Kafka wasn't recognized for his work, like many literary geniuses, until after his death. In fact, he only published a few short stories himself. His world-renowned literary pieces, which include America, The Trial, The Metamorphosis, The Penal Colonies, A Country Doctor, Josephine the Singer, Letter to His Father, A Hunger Artist, The Castle, and many others were published in direct contradiction to his deathbed wishes by his friend Max Brod. Kafka had specifically requested Max before his death that all his manuscripts be burned, which obviously Max didn't do. His lover Diamant also saved over 20 of his notebooks and 35 of his letters, which were confiscated by the Gestapo in 1933. Kafka developed the sickness tuberculosis shortly after he ended his relationship with Felice Bauer in 1917. In 1923, the sickness took over and he returned to Prague to a sanatorium where he died from starvation because the condition of his throat would not allow him to eat. He died on June 3, 1924. To this day, Kafka is considered to be one of the most important and influential writers of the 20th century. He was excellent in giving psychological insight into someone's mind. The word Kafkaesque is now used today to describe concepts, situations, and ideas reminiscent of Kafka's works. Kafka was a major writer in the modernism literary movement. His works expressed the feelings created by the forces of nationalism, liberalism, anti-Semitism, industrialism, and the cultivation of the Nazi movement created by events occurring around him, which make his works an insight to the history of his time. His ability to portray feelings in words so that a person can actually feel what he's expressing is art, beautiful and still striking today.